Welcome back to Sports Time HQ. I'm your host, Fernando. Joined with me today is my great co-host, Keith. Keith, how are you doing today?
I'm not too bad, Fernando. How are you?
I'm good. I mean, unfortunately, our team's still not in the playoffs,
They
So
haven't
it's
magically appeared yet.
yeah, they haven't magically appeared. I was hoping they would magically appear, but it was an interesting divisional round, I would say. Don't you think?
Yeah,
First
I
game and last
mean,
game, I'd say.
not all I'd say our picks went to plan, but it was definitely interesting and some good games as well.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll jump right into it. Um, Houston Texans, Baltimore Ravens. What a tough one for the Texans, anyways. Ravens just torched them.
Yeah, I mean, there we go. Like I was saying, like I said for the playoff, but they made it. I said it was like a year too soon, but that kind of proved they were a year too soon for me. I mean, a young team in the Texans, they're going places. Don't get me wrong. I think next year they're going to be even better. Get Tank Dell and a lot of their players back and be fully healthy, but they just don't have the experience in the class of the Baltimore Ravens. And it turned out to be an easy win for the Ravens in the end, which I'd say most people kind of expected. But yeah, I thought the Texans would put up a fight, for a bit, but it kind of didn't work out that way. And but CJ Stroud and the guys will be back. I mean, they're building something there, and they're going to be great.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. How much I love the Texans, but CJ Stroud. I mean, the defense for the Ravens just showed. I mean, they just kept swallowing up the run game. Singletary couldn't get anything
Yeah.
going. He only had 22 rushing yards. Didn't really see Pierce at all. And then for the receiving game, Nico Collins led the team in receiving yards, but it was Nico Collins, Singletary, and Schultz who got all 5 receptions each. But it's really the ground game for the Ravens that was working for them. Lamar Jackson, 100 yards rushing. Not only that, he also scored 2 touchdowns on the ground. He also passed for 2 touchdowns. So, and one went to Isaiah Likely, one went to Nelson Aguilar. If you had a prop bet going for Nelson Aguilar being the first to score a touchdown, you might have won some good money on that one.
You would have won some very good money, I'd say. But yeah, I mean, Lamar, he's just great, isn't he? He's really hard to stop on the ground. He's playing excellent this year. I'm sure he'll end up being the MVP. But yeah,
I'd be
I mean,
surprised if he's not.
yeah, I will be too. I agree. I don't think there's much more we can say about the Ravens other than they were excellent, but they'll have a bigger test this week.
A bigger test indeed, and we'll talk about the conference championship because only one team can win and one team can go to the Super Bowl. We'll go into Saturday night's game. What a game that was. Green Bay Packers had the chance. They were there.
They were.
And the kicker just could not score a field goal to tie the game up, and they would have had a chance to go down the field and get the game-winning kick. Instead, they missed it, got the ball back too little too late. Jordan Love threw his second interception, and yeah, that was kind of that for that game.
Yeah, it was an exciting game. I mean, got to give Purdy credit where credit is due. I thought he made some excellent throws, especially the first touchdown to George Kittle. That was very good. And I think it might silence some of the doubters for Purdy because he's getting a bit of stick lately, I think. But it should anyways, because it showed he was clutch in a big game when they needed him. I get it. The defense came, to the rescue at the right time, but still Purdy had done his bit and put up the points for the 49ers. The other side of the ball, the Packers, I think kind of unlucky as well. Like, they kind of had their moments, probably not good enough. Is the big thing, I suppose, here. They're just not good enough. But another team, maybe not going places as quick as the Texans. I don't think they have the talent as the Texans, but some of these good young wide receivers that I don't think anybody was expecting this season have come to the fore. So, yeah, it's definitely looking up for the Packers next season.
Yeah, I mean, the Packers' youngest team, I don't think they have a player even under 30 years old, which, I mean, to me, that's surprising for a team. But just by that, now they're talking about possibly making Jordan Love one of the highest paid quarterbacks. What's your thoughts on that, Keith? Do you think he deserves to be highest paid?
No, not at all. I mean, not this soon. I mean, we had our Katy Perry moments on this podcast with him. Earlier in the season, being hot and cold. I think when he's on form, he's very good, but he goes off. He kind of loses form pretty quick too, from what we've seen. Um, so yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, you gotta shore him up that he's going to be their quarterback for the future, but making him the highest paid is like out of this box. Like, it's crazy. I mean, he's no way better than Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. Do you know what I mean? He's no way better than them guys. He's going to be on way more money. So if it happens, so yeah, no, I don't think that's right at all.
And what about the kicker? Let's talk about the kicker, Andres Carlson. I don't know. I don't know if you saw the memes. But and I don't know if you know his stats in Auburn. But 2018, his field goal percentage 60%. He missed 10 field goals out of 25. In 2019, 72%, missed 7. Then he did really good in his junior year. 90.9%. He only missed 2 field goals out of 22. And then it took a tumble to the worst. 2021, he missed 7 out of 21 attempts, 66%.
How's he in the NFL?
And Auburn in 2022, because he got an extra year of eligibility, 70.6%. His average was 71.8% as a kicker.
That's terrible. You just gotta kick the ball through the freaking posts, man. Maybe because his brother's in the league, that's why he's here. I don't know, but yeah, it's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. I'm a guy that would go in hard on kickers. I felt bad kind of after that one because of the how big the game was, but yeah, I would go in hard on kickers. I mean, I get it. It's definitely harder than it looks, but come on, you just got to go over and kick it over the bar. It's not that hard compared to other positions out
there. They're waiting for you. They got walk-ons ready for you, Keith.
I'll do it. Hey, talking about that, I don't know if you've seen the international player program. There's 5 Irish guys who play Gaelic football, and one plays rugby as well. They're going over to the combine to try and kick and punt. Yeah, so good luck to them. Hopefully you see more Irish in there, because the Packers have an Irish punter, Dan Whelan. He's Irish, so shout out to them.
Keith,
while we're talking kickers,
tell me, are you going there? Are you one of them?
I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them. No, I'm not. I'm afraid. I know of them, as in like who they play for back home and stuff like that, but I don't know them personally or anything like that. But yeah, okay. I'm glad they're going to try out. Hopefully at least one of them gets picked.
Yeah, it's kind of like the MLB when they have those international players coming in from Japan or anywhere around the world. It's cool to see the international program trying to incorporate more, because obviously, as the NFL, they're trying to expand to become one of the biggest in the world. So
yeah, exactly. That's it, and it's a good opportunity for these guys as well to make some good money and make a living.
Yeah, I wish them good luck too. I hope they get into the NFL. I'm sure they could beat out Anders Carlson, whoever his name is. I've already forgot his name.
Right now, it definitely could beat him out anyways.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think they have over 70% field goal percentage? I think so.
So it's just, yeah, they're kicking rounder, harder Gaelic footballs back at home, and one guy's kicking a rugby ball, so similar shape. So they can definitely kick, from a distance with them. So hopefully they'll be able to do it in NFL football.
We'll have to see. Let's move on to our Sunday edition. Buccaneers, Lions.
I told you.
I've got the predictions right here, Keith. I picked the Lions too.
Not the predictions. I told you Baker would screw up.
You did call it. You did say that he was going to choke it at the very end, and he did. He very much did. I also think, side note, I think it was really dumb of them to go for 2. I know they were trying to maybe win the game when they score that touchdown, but why? What difference does that make you? It's the playoffs.
And they also, if you remember the last few seconds, they still had a timeout with like 50 seconds on the clock, and they were just like,
did you see the press conference with Bowles?
No, I actually didn't see that. What did he say?
They asked him about it. He said how did he say it? He said, "Oh, they were in field goal range, so it didn't really matter if we called a timeout or not, because they had the chance to make it.
They could have missed.
You would have got it. if they missed it, you would have got it. All you would have needed, what, maybe 40 yards? Not 40 yards, 60 yards, 60, 65 yards. Baker's got the arm to do it. So why
Yeah,
not
I
give it a
mean,
chance?
yeah, they just basically gave up. That's the way it looked to me, anyways.
It's so sad because I had, you know, I had hopes for the Bucks. I mean, I didn't think they were going to get through the Lions anyways, but I
It
mean,
was a good
this
game, to
Bucks
be fair.
team, it is. I'm just nervous about these Lions because are they good enough to keep going? Because I feel like they're just barely winning. They barely won
Like,
against the Rams,
it's like they run
and
out of
then they win by
gas.
8 here.
Yeah, it's like they run out of gas. They start well, and then as longer the game goes, they just get tired, get worn down, and the other team comes back into it. So yeah, I would worry about them this week.
Yeah. So then obviously, I mean, what Jared Goff, he did good per usual, 287 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs, another great day for him. 74 yards. David Montgomery, 33 yards. Craig Reynolds, he got himself on the board too. A
He
yard,
snuck in
one
there.
carry, 1 yard,
One-
one touchdown.
Guys living the dream.
His average, 1. His long, 1.
One.
He's got ones across the board on the stat sheets. Rachaad White on the other side. I mean, I think Rachaad White is really special. I think he's a really special running back in the NFL. And I think a lot of people kind of didn't really believe in him too much. And I think he's finally made a name for himself, especially in fantasy, in my opinion. I don't know
I
what
like
your
him.
thoughts are.
I do like him, but if you check his stats, he gets most of the, like, in fantasy wise, anyways, most of his points, most of the heavy kind of lifting is through the air. It's kind of them short throws. If you actually look at the stats on the ground, I do think he's a good runner. I just mean it's not happening a lot from on the ground. It's more through the air. But yeah, I do like the talent, and I think he's definitely a good one to look out for next year in fantasy.
Yeah, I think I'll be drafting him for sure. For Tampa Bay, receiving Mike Evans, Cade Otton, man, he finds himself in the books every time.
He's
5
just
receptions, 65 yards, a touchdown.
He's Baker's safety net, and it really works. Like, and he's a target in the end zone now. Yeah, he's another guy that if you're just gonna go play the late game on tight ends next year, like, his consistency was probably one of the best in the tight end position this year. So he's definitely a guy to have in your list for late round tight ends next year.
Don't think about picking him up in our leagues.
Oh, you're already on it, are you?
Oh, I'm planning on it. If it's not Laporta, it's Cade Otton, and or likely with Andrews is the injury, but yeah, Laporta's my guy to target in the beginning, and then Otton's my guy to target at the end.
Yeah, smart way of doing it. I like that.
All right, learn from the best. That's Keith.
Thank you.
Let's go into our final game. Just
What a game!
Wide right. The most dreadful words that they can say on air for the Bills, losing by 3 points once again. They just can't win. They just can't make it to the Super Bowl. They tried so hard every single year. They lost to the Chiefs 3 times. They lost to Joe Burrow and the Bengals 1 time. I mean, it's brutal. It's brutal out there for them.
Yeah, I mean, and Josh Allen couldn't do anymore. I mean, he put that long throw to Diggs on a plate and he let it go through his hands. He rushed their touchdown. I mean, Josh Allen balled like he has. They just don't have the weapons. They don't have the team. I think McDermott would be lucky to keep his job because they keep, it's the same stumbling block every year. They can't get there. They're just not good enough. And Josh Allen has all the talent in the world, but it was basically him against the Chiefs, and he can't do it on his own. He needs good talent around him, and until they build that team out better, they're going to be stuck the way they are. So maybe new coaching comes in. They get them doing some different things, but yeah.
Do you think Sean McDermott loses his job?
I would.
Should he lose his job?
Yeah, I do, and I don't mean it in a bad way. I just think
Really?
he's probably, I think he's brought them as far as he can. I don't think he can bring with the players that
What about
are there.
Josh Allen? What about Josh Allen?
What you mean? I think
Do you think
Josh.
he's brought him as far as they can too?
No, I just don't think they have the talent around him. I mean, like if Diggs isn't firing on offense, you've got nobody. I mean, Kincaid is going to be good, but like he's only in the league. Dawson Knox is fine, but he's nothing special. I think they have something in Cook at running back, but yeah, not used properly in my opinion. Too much of Ty Johnson and Latavius Murray get thrown in on third downs and stuff, which is just ridiculous. So I don't think there's enough talent there. But it's been the same for a few years. I don't know if McDermott just thinks, he doesn't need more talent or something, but it doesn't make sense to me. He hasn't looked to improved that offense an awful lot, and I don't think they're, brilliant on defense either. So I just think McDermott's brought them as far as they can, and it's just time for someone else to have a go and see if they get any further. That's the way I kind of make it right now.
Okay, I'm intrigued by it. I'm intrigued by your words. I don't think Sean McDermott should lose his job. I think he's got maybe one more season, but he's on a fine line. Like if they don't go to the Super Bowl and they lose again like this, I think it's time to maybe change things there. I think one thing that they need to work on is drafting another running back or picking up another running back, like a Derrick Henry type of player. Because as much as I would love to see James Cook succeed, he's just 18 carries, 61 yards, 3.4 average. I mean, you have that, and then you have Josh Allen, 12 carries, 72 yards, 6 average. If you had a running back that can do what Josh Allen does, this team can win. This team can beat the Chiefs right there.
But that's the problem. I don't think they're going to do it because they'll expect Josh to do that. Do you know what I mean? Like you're taking.
I don't think you should be expecting it. You're putting too much risk on Josh Allen's hands.
But gotta say, some of them plays are drawn up for Josh Duran. They're not all like.
Oh yeah, 100%.
On it. So, like, what's the difference? Like, what's going to happen there? You need to draft a running back that's that caliber. But like, if you're still going to draw plays for Josh Allen, then you're kind of wasting your time getting a Derrick Henry in. Like, I agree with you. You can stop them plays so Josh Allen doesn't have to take all the hits and all that stuff, and you get Derrick Henry, say, in theory, and he can soak that up, and then you can bring in James Cook. I get it. I don't. I'm not dissing your option. I like it. But if you're drawing up them plays now for Josh Allen, I don't see why, unless you're changing the coaching or, the offensive coach or the head coach, I don't see why they're going to change that. You know what I mean?
I think you have to. Because what if Josh Allen goes down? What if he gets hurt? Now
I've been saying that all season. Like he's one bad hit away from the Bills just ripping it up, and just saying that this season's done.
That's what I'm saying. And like, if Josh Allen goes down, I mean, that team is going to be close, if not the bottom of the division, depending on when it happens.
Oh yeah, like definitely.
Josh Allen is one of the key people. Well, he is. I mean, quarterbacks usually are, but Josh Allen's a big asset to that team. And I mean, you can't have Josh Allen run that much though. I know you could do it for Lamar Jackson too, but same thing with Lamar Jackson. But the difference is you have your running backs, but they just all decide to get injured.
And Lamar is a runner when you compare it to Josh. I mean, Josh hasn't got the feet like Lamar where he's like twinkle toe by. Like Josh, like when he runs into someone, Josh gets hit. He's just big enough and strong enough to get back up, So,
yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't expecting this result. I was expecting it to be the other way around, 27-24 to the Bills. So this one was the kind of my biggest disappointment of the weekend.
Yeah, you and I both had the Bills winning. We were right. We went 3 for 4. We just couldn't get the Bills and Chiefs game right, which was unfortunate because Bills should have won that game. But it is what it is. Another Bills heartbreak.
Yeah.
But we've had Brendan on comment before, and he's a Bills fan. And I asked him right after the game. I said, "What's your thoughts on the game?" And I forget what he said. He said something along those lines with McDermott. Josh forced on second down instead of taking it to Diggs, who was wide open. McDermott, he agrees with you, should be fired. Defense is his specialty, and they were absolutely horrendous.
It's fair enough. It's fair enough. I think I've been talking to a few Bills fans over here, there's a lot in Toronto, and they all kind of feel the same way that they want a new head coach.
Interesting. I like
Yeah.
McDermott. Maybe he isn't the guy though. I don't know, but I still think you give him one more year personally.
Well,
We'll see.
right now, I think I don't see why they're like right now. I think they're keeping him because with all the coaches that are out there and haven't been picked up yet, this is your chance to sack him and
Mhm.
take someone in. But sure, it hasn't happened yet. So I would say what you're thinking is probably what's going to happen. They'll probably keep him for another year.
Yeah, I think you have to. I think you're in this far with McDermott and what this team looks like with McDermott. I think you got to. I think you got to just for one more year. And if it just doesn't work, then it doesn't work, and you move on.
Yeah, yeah.
Diggs is probably going to be gone too. I wouldn't be surprised.
I think
They
Diggs
try to
is
bring someone.
Yeah, I think Diggs is up next year, but they're going to be so much over the salary cap as well next year, so there's going to be a bit of a clear out as well.
Yeah, they're all in. They have to be all in, and they're running out of time. So,
yeah, definitely.
But that's the divisional round, and obviously, basically all the home teams won except for the Bills. And we mentioned how at least one away team would win.
We did say that it wasn't all go that way. So
Yeah,
we kind of got that right too.
Personally, it was the only team that I didn't want to win. That was away.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's okay. It's okay. Let's go into our AFC Conference Championship. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. I was on Twitter earlier listening to Peter Schrager, and he got 5 straight years right with the Super Bowls on who would win. Like really? He picks it back in September, and he would win, and he would get it. He called Tom Brady and the Bucks, the Rams and Stafford, the Chiefs, and then whoever else I'm missing in the last 5 years. But he says this year, one of these 4 teams are winning it. Who do you think he picked, Keith? Take a wild guess.
So he picked this at the start of the season?
Yep, to win the Super Bowl.
Oh,
the script's been made. The Super Bowl script has been made.
He has it, does he?
Yeah, he has it. He has it.
If he picked this at the start of the season, then he went with the Chiefs.
Yeah. You're right.
What I thought.
You're right. You're right.
I'm not surprised because I was like, when I went, if I think back to like before week 1 and I'm going through the teams, like I couldn't tell you other than the Chiefs because like why not the Chiefs again? I couldn't tell you who I would have thought would have won it. So if you probably picked, I
think I said the Bengals.
I need to stop doing that. I just go with Katie. I think I'll probably pick the Bengals as well, like as in like on one of the posts on Huddle Up. But I'd probably just need to stop going with Katie and picking the Bengals. No, I didn't. I picked my Seahawks, I think, because I knew we'd have a better year.
You picked your Seahawks to win the Super Bowl?
I think I did. Yeah, I can't remember. But Katie definitely picked the Bengals and all that. And I just went.
I didn't even pick the Patriots to win the Super Bowl.
Well, still, we had a better chance than you.
That's very true. But you guys should have made playoffs. And look where you guys are at home on the couch.
I know that's probably too much biased on it, but I understand why you picked the Chiefs going off last year because I'd be thinking like, who else do you pick really at the start of the season?
Yeah, and speaking of, obviously Andy Reid, he's up there in age, and I'm sure he's gonna be retiring soon. I don't think he's gonna last until Mahomes retires because I think Mahomes is gonna be here for a while, unless he does. Who knows? I don't think so. I think you get bored after winning Super Bowls back to back as many times as they are going to. But Bill Belichick, he's not going to the Falcons. They said that they hired someone else from the Washington Commanders or Washington Redskins 2012 team. And that big team, I think Raheem Morris, I think his name was. That just means that Belichick, they said, we have decided to hire. And it looks like people were saying that they passed on Bill Belichick. I think Bill Belichick personally passed on the Falcons. I feel as if you're not
I don't think you pass. Belichick. I don't think you pass on Belichick. I heard, was it right after the second interview with Belichick that Arthur Blank came out and said that he wanted Belichick. It was Belichick doing the hold up, as in he liked what was there in the Falcons, but he was doing his due diligence on all other teams. So go back to your original point when you're on about Andy Reid. I also then read that, like what you said, Andy Reid is looking at retiring and Bill Belichick could be lining himself up to move in there. I don't know if that's where you were going with it, but
I
That's what
was. I was. You knew
yeah, yeah.
exactly where I was going with it.
Yeah. That's what I seen straight after that, because like I agree with you. If Bill Belichick is going, yeah, I'm going to sign on the dotted line, you don't say no. I want Raheem Morris
What if he goes to the
from the
Seahawks?
Rams. I brought this up, and I brought this up with a friend in a group chat a few days ago. They was like, if they do that, they'll just make a movie or something out of it. It was like, you just went from one old guy to another old guy, both of them, both ex-Patriots coaches. I mean, it's probably a recipe for a movie or something. But it was like, I don't really, and if Pete does stick around in some sort of role, Belichick and Pete then working hand in hand, I was like, I don't see it happening, but it would be very interesting if it did.
Would you like it?
I wouldn't mind it. I mean, we'd be still on the defensive minded thinking. I mean, I still think they're going to go defensive coach, because all really are experienced players and are better side the balls on offense, really, maybe minus a quarterback that's up for debate, but like our better players are on offense. And then I don't think we're that bad on defense. We're just very young and they need a lot of coaching. So I still think we'll go defensive, and Belichick is one of the best probably to do that. So I wouldn't mind it at all. I think he'd have some pieces together. I just don't know whether he thinks Gino will be the right guy. I don't know what he'd do there.
I don't know, but I mean, we talked about how he wants that team that can go to the playoffs, but it's an underperforming team. I mean, I really thought the Chargers would be a perfect fit for him. Panthers, here's the thing, Panthers, they're a young team. Bryce Young's not the answer. He'll be gone after next year. He won't be a quarterback. Seahawks,
unless Dave, what's his name, Canales or whatever, that got the job there, unless he can do what he's done to Geno Smith and Baker and find the best, because he's the one behind Geno, because he was with the Seahawks, and now he got probably the best out of Baker Mayfield that we've seen in the NFL. So unless he can do something like that, yeah, I agree with you that Bryce Young's not going to last long in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't look that good, and hopefully he does. Hopefully Bryce Young ends up doing good with the new head coach. But Seahawks and Commanders are the final two, and if Bill Belichick doesn't get a job, it's going to be really sad for the record books kind of thing, because this would be his 50th straight season. So, yeah.
It will be, but it might be... okay, like you said, he could be waiting on the Chiefs. That all depends on when they go out or if they go to the Super Bowl. But
I don't think they will. I don't think Andy Reid is retiring this year. I don't think it's this year that he would retire.
I think it's what I seen. I don't know if you know, his wife has been down on the field all, like, at the end of the games all the time. And that's what I seen that put the speculation on it, that his wife has really been in it with him together on the field after they win games. And that's kind of sparking it all, that they're kind of he's making memories there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And didn't he get, I don't know if it was last year or in the off season, didn't he get sick, or like he had some trouble and he was rushed to the hospital?
A little bit, yeah.
Something like that. So like there's been stuff like that I don't know if people have inside info or they're just piecing together, but there's been kind of that something's kind of different, that maybe he will, especially if they do go to the Super Bowl and win, then he might just ride off into the sunset. But even if he doesn't, a year out of the game for Belichick to kind of recharge the batteries wouldn't be probably the worst thing in the world for him.
What batteries he recharging? What batteries he recharging? The Mac Jones batteries?
He needs his own batteries recharged. That's what I mean. He needs to freshen up. He's the one that decided Mac Jones was going to be a good quarterback. Man, I think them batteries were running empty then.
I can see that. I'd be just surprised to see him just not coach. I mean, it's just so weird to not see him coach. Then again, he's not coaching for the Patriots, so it's okay. But maybe it is, and maybe if the Chiefs lose today, this weekend, or if they lose in the Super Bowl, does he retire? Does Andy Reid retire?
I don't. Like I said, if he wins the Super Bowl, I would say why not? I think he would retire. If he loses this weekend, or say loses in the Super Bowl, I think he probably still has enough fight in him to say I want one more. So I wouldn't be sure, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't be sure.
Yeah. Okay. I was just curious to see your thoughts. I think he still plays. I don't think he retires this year, but maybe if he does win it all, he does retire. But I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens because he's got to get through a tough defense in the Baltimore Ravens. It'll lead into this and to our talks. Obviously, the Chiefs, they're in their sixth straight AFC Championship game, and it's the first for the Ravens at home. Obviously, right now, the Ravens, they are favored. They're -4 favorites. The over-under right now is 44.5 points. I think personally that is broken. I think that's broken. It shoots over. But yeah, what's your thoughts on this game? Who do you think wins it? I think it's Lamar Jackson's season, and I think he wins.
Yep, I agree. I think the Ravens and especially Lamar look way too good for this Chiefs team. I still think Mahomes is going to keep them right in the game. I don't think there's going to be much in it, come the final whistle. But I think Lamar, they're getting Mark Andrews back. I hope they still mix in Likely because he has been awesome since Andrews went out. But yeah, I mean, it's only looking up for the Ravens, and I think they win 27-24.
27-24
on Sunday. Yeah.
Okay. So you think it's a field goal? Field goal wins the game?
Yeah, I think it'll be tight. Like, I still think the Ravens will win. I just don't think they'll, put on a big score. If they do put on a big score, I think the Chiefs will be trying to catch up and it will be close. But I think, a field goal, Justin Tucker field goal will win the game.
I think this game is I'd say this is the only game that has the possibility in the playoffs to really go into overtime. I think this game could go into overtime, be the first playoff game to go into overtime this season. Both teams are going to have a chance to have the ball. The Chiefs will probably. I feel like the Chiefs are just going to get the coin toss or win and get the ball first. They're not going to be able to score. They can't go down the field. They can't score. But the Ravens, they end up going. Justin Tucker has the leg, and he kicks it to win the game 31-28.
Okay, nice. That'd be
again another field goal, but
yeah, it'd be a great game and a great finish if it's that.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought that it happened? Oh, speaking of, I mean, I just thought of this. The Bills, okay, they make the kick. They go into overtime. What's the thoughts that the Bills get the ball in overtime first? They score a touchdown. Chiefs go down the field. They score a touchdown. Then they go for 2 and win the game in overtime.
But if the
reason why I'm saying this.
But if the Bills get the ball and score a touchdown first, is that not the game over because they scored a touchdown?
No, because they complained after they lost in 13 seconds in overtime.
So you
that now in the playoffs, both teams have to possess the ball in overtime in the playoffs.
So then the Chiefs go down, the Chiefs score, the Chiefs go for 2, and the Chiefs win, and then the Bills complain again.
Exactly. Well, imagine that though. Imagine that. Scenario. It was just a scenario that I saw, but imagine that actually happened. It would be so sad for the Bills.
Everybody would have been outgoing. The script writers were in full flow with that one if that happened.
Yeah, imagine. Oh my goodness. But yeah, going back to the Chiefs and Ravens, I just thought about that. It was just so funny when I read that. Yeah, so I guess Andy Reid's coming back for another year based on our predictions on the Ravens.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, he is. Yep.
And now we have the NFC side. Detroit Lions taking on the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers at home. Detroit Lions on the road for the first time this playoff season. This one's, I think, going to be a good game. Again, defensive game for San Francisco, we might see. Lions, 49ers. 49ers, they obviously have had struggles in the NFC Championship, just not being able to pass that game and get to the Super Bowl in a while. Lions, they're looking for their first Super Bowl appearance. I I'd like to hear your thoughts on it first. This one's a tough one for me. I think this is going to be the biggest game of the playoffs.
Oh, really? I think this is going to be the easier one for me.
Really?
I think the Lions. Yeah, I think it's going to be easier for me. I think the Lions are going to be. I think it's going to go back and forth for a while. I think the Lions are going to be in it for a good while. But like I said, they just seem to run out of steam as the game goes on. Laporta obviously was on the injury report today, so he's a big plus that he'll definitely be playing. Do you see they scooped up Zach Ertz, by the way, just in case?
Yes, they did. They did scoop up Zach Ertz.
That was a good move, to be fair, just in case. So you might get involved tomorrow or Sunday even, sorry. But I think that just Jared Goff won't be good enough come into the second half against that Niners defense. And I'll give you my score right now of 31-23 for the San Francisco 49ers.
Really? Well, our predictions are very, very similar. You have one more touchdown than I do for the 49ers. But I think the Lions, I think they've had a great season. And I think they're going to shock the world. They've already shocked the world. They've already shocked the world before. The Lions are trying to get to the Super Bowl for the first time. Obviously, they've never allowed a team with a running back to have rushed for 70-plus yards in a game. Christian McCaffrey has done that 12 times this season. And not only that, also in the playoffs, including playoffs. I think they may stop Christian McCaffrey for rushing that many yards. I think. Okay. I know the script.
You have.
And I think the hands are going to be on. Yeah, I have the script right here. Script. Hold on. Script right here. Patriots. They're going to go all the way next year. They have. I have the script. Brock Purdy. It's going to be on Brock Purdy's hands. People have been doubting Brock Purdy. Christian McCaffrey, if he doesn't do good, they're going to have to look for Brock Purdy, the only player, Mr. Irrelevant, to be here as a quarterback when he's taking on Jared Goff, the number 1 overall pick in a draft almost a decade ago. I'm dragging this on, but I'm going San Francisco. 24-23.
I thought you twisted up 24-23.
Yeah, I wanted to give some suspense here.
Yeah.
24-23. I think it's a 1-point game. I don't think it's going to be that high, 31-23 that you say. San Francisco's favored 71%. They're also favored by 7 points. Over under is 51.5, and I don't think they get there.
Interesting. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I can see it being tight, especially after what we've seen against the Packers with the 49ers. But I just the Lions defense as the season went on, we spoke about it, just doesn't convince me. And like I said, they just seem to run out of steam as the game goes on at times, and they allow teams, into the game or, scoring them easy. And if they do that against the Niners, I just don't see how they can keep up with them, especially the Niners defense is better. So yeah, I mean, I'm all for tight games because I think some of the earlier playoff games were just terrible because they were just blown out. So they weren't competitive. I'm all up for close games. I just don't think this one. I think Baltimore and KC for me has got a higher chance of being a closer game than the 49ers Lions.
You think it's going to be the same score that the Lions had against the Buccaneers, just flipped the other way?
Oh, is that what it was?
The Lions won 31-23.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep.
Well, I guess we'll see. Again, we don't have different predictions. Again, we still think the home teams win. I guess we're just rooting for the home teams this playoff season.
We're homers. That's what we are. We're homers.
Homers, clearly. But I guess we'll see. I'm excited for this. 4 teams left. Only 2 will go to the Super Bowl. Hopefully it'll be 49ers and the Ravens because, I don't want to see the Chiefs again.
No, either do I. To be fair, if it turns out to be the Lions going, I would not mind the Lions going at all. I'd be very happy for the Lions, but I don't want to see the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think we all want the Ravens 49ers, and what we might actually see is like the Chiefs 49ers. But it'd be great to see the Chiefs Lions too. Lions, not really the Chiefs, Lions. But
Yeah.
Anyone but the Chiefs. Please.
That's it.
please. But let's get into our fantasy playoff draft.
Let's not.
Oh no. Well, fine. If you don't want to, we won't just yet, because we'll just tell people to go on Underdog Fantasy, use code SportsTimeHQ, and they will match your first deposit up to $100. Keith, there's an over-under here. Isaiah Pacheco, 14.5 rushing attempts this weekend against the tough Baltimore Ravens defense. 14.5. Like, put it to you in perspective. He has had 15 and 24 in the playoffs in rushing attempts so far against Miami and Buffalo. And last time he did not have over 14.5 was against the Las Vegas Raiders in week 16 when he had 11 rushing attempts.
Yep, I'd go the over.
Yeah, I'm smashing the over. So once again, use code SportsTimeHQ on Underdog Fantasy. They'll match first deposit up to $100. And of course, got to give a plug to TrophySmack.com/SportsTimeHQ. Go there. Keith didn't get a toilet trophy, nor did I, but it was really funny seeing it on the website. I did look at it, and I was really tempted to buy it for one of my friends. And I still might. I'm still tempted. You know, it's just so funny. It's only like $30. It's only like $30, so it can't go wrong. But yeah. I'm going to be ordering a trophy for one of our league winners in one of my leagues. So once again, go to TrophySmack.com/SportsTimeHQ. And the dreadful news that Keith does not want to go into is that he did not win last week. He lost last week again. It was a brutal one. Deebo Samuel hurt him. Chris Godwin hurt him. Zay Flowers hurt him. All the receivers hurt him. He received pain. That's what he received.
That's what I did receive, yes. So have you totaled them all up and given me my bad news of what I've got to do for 2 weeks now to try and get it back?
Yes. So it's funny. Monroe St. Brown and Jahmyr Gibbs were on our IR spots, and they scored 21 points roughly. Obviously, 21.7 for Monroe and then 21 for you. And I was doing the calculations. If you put Gibbs in for Deebo or whoever, you would have still lost.
That's okay then. That's fine.
It would have been close. It would have been a lot closer though. It would have helped you a lot. But right now the running total is 219.78 for me and 191.16 for you. So
okay. This is still doable.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. So I think it's a good 18 points. Can I do quick math? No, 28 points. That's not bad. That's one good week. You have one good week.
We can try.
And you're back in it.
Yeah, we'll see.
You're back in it. So I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. So I get the first pick. I'm going to go quarterback here. I'm going to go Lamar Jackson.
Oh, thank the Lord.
What?
You've just saved me a pick, so I'm good. Thanks. That worked out in my favor.
Why?
Because I know what I wanted to do at that position. I didn't know anything else for any other position, but I know what I wanted to do at that position. And now you've saved me. So you'll find out later.
Well, hear me out. Okay.
I'll hear you out. No, I'll hear you out. Off you go.
No. We're done with it. We're done with it.
No, I want to hear it out now.
I've moved on. Your pick. Well, fine. I want to know who you're going to go for when it comes down to quarterbacks.
No, I don't have much to pick from now anyways. Okay, so I'm going to go running back. Give me Jahmyr Gibbs.
Okay. Well, you messed me up there because I actually really wanted to go for Jahmyr Gibbs, but I thought you'd go quarterback first. So were you planning on going quarterback first?
Yeah.
You were?
Yeah.
Okay. So it was just kind of, if I went for Jahmyr Gibbs, you would have went for a quarterback. If I went for Lamar, okay. Yeah. Okay. I was curious. This one's a tough one. I'm going to go with, do I want to go with Christian McCaffrey?
Oh, you're going big to just keep this win, aren't you? You're just going big.
Going big. If I get myself a lead, then what? I put Elijah Mitchell in, and then Mitchell in for next week for Super Bowl. I mean,
See what happens.
I could do that.
Good.
I'm gonna go with. Who do I want to go with? This one's a tough one. I think I'm gonna go with Brandon Ayuk.
Okay, it's a good pick. Neither of us
The
picked
reason why I'm
him,
going
right?
with him.
Yeah, we haven't.
No, neither of us picked him.
Give me Mr. Rashi Rice, please.
I knew you would go for Rashee Rice.
Oh, he screwed me last week. I wanted to go last week.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Who do I want to go for here? The running backs are rough because now that you took Jahmyr Gibbs, it's rough out here. I'm gonna go with. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the chance. I'm gonna go Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, you did it! You did it!
Yeah, I mean, it would be just a shame if and this is bad because I'm saying that he's not going to rush for over 70 yards, and they're going to have to rely on Mr. Brock Purdy. So this is completely terrible why I'm picking him, but it's okay.
You're good with the move.
Yeah, I think I'm good with it. He'll still score a touchdown.
I'm going to take. Will I secure run back or will I go wide receiver? The options suck at wide receiver.
Go for a receiver.
No, I'm going to take Justice Hill.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not going to go with Gus the Bus?
No, I'll take Justice Hill and look for upside in the passing game.
Okay. I did want to say the last 4 rows are the backups on the depth chart.
Yeah.
I figured you figured that out. I don't know if anyone else didn't figure that out, but I figured
you got it.
To put that. I was actually, if I didn't go with Christian McCaffrey, I was actually going to go with Gus the Bus.
Oh, okay.
So that's wild. I'm going to go with. I guess I'll just double down. I'll go with Isaiah Pacheco.
You're looking strong.
So let's hope that Chiefs don't make it, and maybe the Lions do make it. And I get Jahmyr Gibbs next week or next for the Super Bowl. Maybe.
Who knows? We'll see. I kind of don't want to sell myself down the river on a lot of players, but I don't have much choice. I'll go OBJ.
OBJ, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't like what's there and what
I like. Are you trying to just give me the win? Do you feel that bad that I lost Monday Night Football predictions?
No, I have my tight end and my quarterback sorted, so it's only trying to get a flex because I know him.
Yeah, because you're gonna go with Travis Kelce. We already know that.
You don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
You haven't got you're missing someone on your tight ends that I could pick.
I'm gonna go with Amon-Ra St. Brown. He was in my IR, and he's finally on my team this time.
Yeah, you're winning this easy, but yeah, you're missing someone on the tight end.
Am I? I don't think I really am.
I said he's coming off IR this week. We spoke about him. I'm not picking him, but I'm just telling you.
Coming off IR? Oh, Mark Andrews. Sorry.
Mark Andrews.
Sorry. Yeah, I meant to put Mark Andrews, and I completely forgot. I just didn't know if he was going to actually play. So I forgot to put him in. But yeah, Mark Andrews is out there. You also know Zach Ertz is also out there. He isn't technically on the list on the depth chart yet either.
Yeah, we're good.
But you can go with Zach Ertz if you'd like too. I mean, you can take him.
No, it's okay. I'm good there. Maybe I'm not going to double down.
Yeah, quarterback, tight end, and flex left.
Yeah, I'm looking at flex right now. I mean, Gus, I'm not picking Gus because I've already got Justice Hill. Dalvin Cook, nope. Michael P. Ryan, really? Jordan Mason. Craig Reynolds, the 1-1-1 man. Elijah Mitchell, Clyde. Clyde might be interesting, but I don't like any of these picks. What have you done to me?
Michael, you with Bateman or Jameson Williams, Josh Reynolds.
What is flex? Is flex just wide receiver or running back, or is it tight end as well?
Tight end as well. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it exactly.
Now I'm interested a bit more. Okay, to make this quicker, because I can't pick, I'm gonna go Travis Kelce at tight end.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna mull on the flex thing for a minute. Let's see what I'll do.
Yeah, I'm thinking too who I want to go with. I can't go against what I was planning on doing anyways, so I'll go with Zay Flowers in my flex.
Okay, I think I have my flex. I'll go with Jameson
Already?
Williams. Yeah, I kind of decided I'm gonna go.
What happened to
Jameson.
going 2 tight ends?
Because I thought I'd screw myself when we get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
So
that's exactly why I didn't do it. It's exactly why I didn't do it.
So I was like, no, Jameson Williams, I'll just do him.
I'm going to go with Sam Laporta.
Yeah. Okay,
Which
you
I
tell
could
me who.
screw myself in the playoffs.
Why? Because you picked Kelce as well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you got.
Imagine Lions Chiefs.
I don't think that's gonna happen, but I think you'd be.
Yeah. I think you're gonna go with Jared Goff.
Yep, that's who I was gonna pick.
So now here's the thing.
Because I didn't want to screw myself and be like, because otherwise I was going to pick Lamar, right? But like, I think I would screw myself more, so that's why I went with Jared Goff. I don't like my team at all. Like, you're going to absolutely smash me, but I'm just trying to play the long game and see what happens. Trying to leave players left.
Mm-hmm. Okay. My IR slot is going to be George Kittle. Just in case Laporta is out.
My IR will be. Oh yeah, just in case that was good enough for you. Gus Edwards.
Gus the Bus.
Gus the Bus.
Gus the Bus.
Yeah, that'll do.
Gus the Bus. So coming into this, I actually was saying to myself, I was like, if I pick Lamar Jackson, then I should be set because I'll have at least the NFC teams to pick for Super Bowl for quarterbacks. But if I pick Lamar Jackson, Keith has to go with an NFC team because he's already got Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
So now, if it ends up being, say, Mahomes and Goff in the Super Bowl, you have no quarterback.
Nope.
I have no tight end.
Nope.
So we're both in a predicament.
We're both in trouble. I mean, it worked out last year, but I still think you picked right, because if I was you and I was ahead, I would have just went for all the top guys and just try and pull ahead. So even if it does, comes down to Super Bowl and maybe I might win that week, probably won't, but I think you'll be ahead by too much after this week.
You think so? I mean, who knows? Maybe Justice Hill can score a couple touchdowns. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to help you out a lot. Jahmyr Gibbs had scored 20 plus, I think, in the last 2 weeks.
Your only weakness to me is Zay Flowers, and if Zay Flowers decides to turn up, then I think you're good.
Who knows? Maybe. My goal is to try and hit maybe 400, 450. Who knows?
You could do it. Could do it with that team.
Could.
Definitely.
I think your goal is to get to at least 400, maybe. Or maybe even
my goal is to get to 40. This week, 40. Overall, 250.
No, I think Jared Goff could easily get you 20. Jahmyr should get you 20, so that's 40. Justice Hill probably get you like,
who knows,
47. Yeah. Rashee Rice will get you, I think he'll be good this week, 20, 67. Odell will score a touchdown. He'll get you about 15. So what were we at? 67, 82 points. Kelsey give you 20 points. 102. Jameson Williams, 12. 102, 114. 114.
I mean,
over under Keith.
Over under.
Over under Keith. No, hold on. 77. 77 is your over under.
Oh, I'd be hoping for the over, but like you're saying 114, I'd be taking the under.
But I think this is a good team. I mean, I'll be down on running backs if this ends up being, I won't have much. If the Lions lose, and I'll only have Elijah Mitchell, and If the Chiefs win, I only have Clyde. And if the Ravens win, I'll have both. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be
Interesting to see.
Yep. But
yeah,
we'll see how it goes. I'm not feeling confident. You should be. If I was you, I'd be feeling confident.
Yeah. I'm pretty confident, I'm confident in this, but Monday Night Football, I was not confident in this year. Not at all.
Well, at least you'll get something. At least we'll take it in turns.
Yeah, exactly. But that's it for our show. Another great show gone by. If you haven't done so already, once again, go to Underdog Fantasy, use code SportsTimeHQ. They'll match first deposit up to $100. Keith, Brandon, IU higher or lower than 5 receptions. This is saying that Debo does play the full game.
Higher.
Okay. I'm taking higher as well. And as well, TrophySmack.com/SportsTimeHQ. Go get yourself a trophy, ring, or a belt, or go get the toilet trophy. That's what maybe Keith is my friend that I'll be buying it for this year. I don't know.
Possibly get that, and it's looking good so far.
But yeah, once again, that's going to do it for this week's show. We'll be back next week to recap the conference championship and have another fantasy draft, maybe talk some Pro Bowl a little bit too, and what we're looking for next year as well. So once again, go follow Keith all over social media at SwampDonkey_90 and go follow him on Instagram at HuddleUp_NFL. I'm Fernando. I'm your host, Sports Time HQ. We'll see you all next week.